Today is known as National Silence the Shame Day. It's a good time to start normalizing conversations about mental health and wellness. And here's why. 1 in 5 people struggle with the mental health every single day. When you add that all up, it's 53 million people. 1 in 20 adults, 1 in 20. That's more than 14 million people experience serious mental health issues. Among young adults, 1 in 3 report struggling with mental health. Nearly 8 million youth between the ages of 6 and 17 experience some kind of mental health disorder. So the numbers obviously do not lie, and that's why we have to start talking about this. Joining me now is the founder of Silence the Shame, a nonprofit organization, Shanti Das. So good morning to you, Shanti. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Shanti, I always want to talk about mental health. You've committed yourself to getting rid of all the taboos surrounding it, right? I can't believe that in 2022 it is still taboo to talk about a mental health issue. How did it all begin for you?
So it started, Dan, my dad died by suicide when I was just 7 months old, and that really took a toll on my family. Growing up in African-American community, we didn't really talk about suicide or mental health or depression or anxiety. And then fast forward, I had a great career in entertainment. But when things got really tough for me and I started dealing with my own anxiety, I didn't know what to call it or how to deal with it. And then my best friend took her own life in 2014, and I came really close to taking my own life, Dan, in 2015. So I knew I needed to get some help and then to help other people.
Yeah, and let me talk about this for a second, because you kind of just brushed over it, but you were big time in your former life. You were a music industry executive, deciding to give that up to focus on becoming this mental health advocate. And what was it like to walk away from that to really focus on this?
It was extremely hard. I would be lying if I said I don't miss my days in being in entertainment, but I was so broken, Dan, and had a lot of unresolved trauma from my father's suicide and from my best friend's suicide that I just didn't know what else to do. And so my late sister, Anjali Maria Arnold, convinced me to go to therapy and to get help. And that's just what I did. And I started this movement in 2016. And now I've been able to work with celebrities and athletes and influencers. So it's kind of funny how things come full circle. So I get to work in entertainment again.
And Shanti, you're able to kind of pinpoint what was causing the trauma and what kind of began the journey of mental health issues. A lot of folks don't know how to pinpoint what exactly is happening in their brain. And you just mentioned it. You've enlisted the help of a lot of your friends in the entertainment industry for this Silence the Shame movement. I think it's so important to show folks this, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Silence when it comes to mental health hurts us. Silence is the difference between treatment or pain, life or death.
If you or anyone you love needs a hand, shine light on the darkness, speak on it, silence the shame.
When it comes to mental health, it's time we silence the shame. It takes courage, but it can be done. Start the conversation in your family, where you worship, at school, or at home today.
Mental health is something we're dealing with in our communities and we don't even know it. So we need to take the time, save a life, and silence the shame.
Silence the shame, those are some big names there, right? So I guess, Shanti, the question is, and I was alluding to it before, about pinpointing that and kind of beginning that conversation, right? How do you kind of nudge someone to start that process?
Dan, I think the first thing is, we often casually say, hey, how are you doing? And you expect someone to say, oh, I'm good. But we really need to start saying, how are you feeling? That is the most important thing, right? Because we all have mental health. We may not all have a mental illness, but we all have a lot of different feelings and feelings that we don't even recognize from the pandemic. So I tell people, I coined a new acronym called RAP, R-A-P, rapping through your problems. First, Dan, you need to recognize those unfamiliar feelings. And then the A is for accepting and acknowledging that they actually happen, because a lot of times we want to ignore things in our minds and our bodies. And the P in RAP is for processing through them with a licensed professional counselor, psychologist, or therapist.
And it's a great point of how are you feeling. And I myself, who I've been very open about anxieties and struggles, I have just started saying no. When people say, are you good? I've just started with that acceptance of the answer no, which took a lot. It took a lot to be able to say no to people.
I'm so proud of you.
Because that's not easy. But 40% of people with mental health issues do not seek treatment. So I want to get to the root of that. Is it because there's not enough access, or they're just scared to go?
So I think it's still a little bit of both. Stigma is still really prevalent in a lot of communities. Asian American communities, mental health looks very different. Jamaican communities, African American communities, and a lot of the underserved populations, Dan, there are a ton of barriers to access for care. It could be lack of clinicians in the area, especially folks that live in rural areas. You just don't have the same amount of hospitals or doctors or people that you want to see. Sometimes people want to see, from a cultural perspective, doctors or psychiatrists that look like them.
Yeah.
Only, I think it's like 5% of all clinicians are clinicians of color. And so we still have a very long way to go, and a long way with breaking stigma, really right in our own households.
Yeah, and people have to understand that it takes that time to find the right person to talk to, right? It's not just a one-stop
Kind of like
shop.
dating, you got to keep swiping.
Exactly. It's like not right for me. Got to move on. You know, and with social media, for the younger generation, there's so many more factors that kind of play a role in this that maybe didn't exist when you and I were growing up, right? But you're hosting this textathon today where everyone can kind of get involved. So what's happening here with the textathon?
Yeah, so today is National Silence the Shame Day, and we want everyone to upload their own photo. We have a frame on our Instagram page where you can upload your own pic, and then post on your page in support of normalizing the conversation. You can text the word silence to 707070, or you can go to our website at www.silencetheshame.com and get involved. I just want to send prayers to the family of Kalia Posey, who was on Toddlers and Tiaras, who just died by suicide. She was only 16 years old. Dan, we have a long way to go.
Certainly.
And these resources that we collect today will help us to be able to provide this quality content and extra support for our communities.
Yeah, it is certainly a long way to go, but you know what? The conversation has to start somewhere, and I'm so glad with what you're doing. Shanti Das, appreciate you being here. Appreciate what you're doing each and every day to silence the shame.
Thank you so much. Happy National Silence the Shame Day, Dan.
All right, right back at you, Shanti. We'll talk to you soon.